I wanted to share with you the latest event between me and the landlord. So last week it was really hot. It was about 90 degrees here in Florida. And the landlord, she came home in the afternoon and she turned down the AC to 75 degrees. So when I first came to look at the room, she told me I keep the AC on 78 degrees. And so I was assuming that's supposed to be the whole time I lived there. And then she turned it down to 75, and that thing was constantly blowing cold air. And the room is small, so it got really cold really quickly, and it was freezing. It became like the meat freezer in the supermarket where they keep the cold meat. It was so cold. I mean, that's how I felt. And then I started having neck pain, shoulder pain, my back started hurting. I was freezing. And then I went and told her it's really cold. And then I mentioned that we agreed that you keep the air conditioning on 78 the whole time. She said, yeah, that's what I keep it, but today is very hot, and that's why I turned it to the cold setting. But I wanted to mention this. There's always something happening between me and the landlord, because they always assume they still live alone, but in the meantime they have somebody in their house that's renting, but they don't pay attention. It's like almost is disrespectful that they disregard you and they ignore what you requested. Because from the beginning, I wasn't gonna move there if it's really cold, like, because some people, they can't sleep unless it's like really cold at night. And there were some nice places, but I couldn't, I can't live there. It's like if it's really cold, because I have some arthritis, and your hands, your back, everything gets, you freezing. I don't know if somebody can relate with me with that. So she probably don't have that problem. I don't know. And she's older than me. She's 63, but it looks like she don't have any issues with that. I was thinking if I move in with somebody older than me, she's probably gonna be about the same as me. But some people, they don't have that issue. So, but anyhow, so now we worked it out, then she's not gonna lower the temperature. But that night I had so much pain, I couldn't sleep. I had to take medication, put the hot lidocaine patches, and the patches only last you 4 hours. So after 4 hours they wear out, then I had to get up 2 in the morning and put another one, so till the next morning. But I was so cranky the next day and feeling tired, and I still had aches and pain. So, but I took a hot shower, so somewhat it was better. Then when I went outside, I was sitting in the sun. I didn't want to go indoors. I went to a coffee shop, but I didn't stay there long. So I got my coffee, I went back outside, and I usually don't buy my coffee outside, but I had a sleepless night, so I was like sleeping on and off, so that messed up my sleep. But the whole point is, those landlords, every single one of them, I feel they don't have a respect towards the renter, the tenant, because they're thinking in their mind she's just renting a room. But still, that's plenty. I mean, that's, you're not, you're just renting a room. You don't have expenses. You're already living there. If some people look at it just a room. So I give you a small room, then you get small benefits with that. But the thing is, you're still a renter. You're still a roommate slash renter. You're still benefiting from the rent, and you have covering your expenses. So, and then there are rules. You should provide accommodation, basic. You shouldn't do like you're by yourself. You shouldn't do things where you feel like it, that cause disturbance to the person that's renting from you. I'm not just a guest. I'm not your relative, and I'm not somebody who's living there rent free. Even if it was a guest, you supposed to accommodate your guests. Even then, you know, if somebody feels cold, feels hot, you should negotiate, which I did that. But I mean, I didn't have it in writing, so I don't feel I should have everything, single word in writing, especially for a room. But so that was a reminder for her. I was even gonna start looking for another place. I can't, you know, this is like medically, you know, affecting my health. I can't sit there and live there. It's gonna be ongoing because, you know, we're in May in Florida. I know the temperature gets hot, and this is gonna go on till December. So it's like 6 months at least. I wasn't gonna tolerate that for another, you know, a night. I mean, it was unbearable. It was so cold. But the whole point is, I wanted to share with you some landlords. And if you are a landlord, and one time I was a landlord, you know, renting a room to somebody, I always make sure they agree with the temperature. Especially that's an issue here in Florida and some places that are you know, the weather is hotter longer for like 9 or 10 months out of the year. So you want to know if the person, if somebody is from up north, they feel hot more. So they feel the temperature should be 76 degrees in the house. So, but when you live, like when you're resident of Florida, you get used to it. It's like 80, 85 degrees, then becomes normal. But anyhow, I had to make sure she agrees with that because I don't want to deal with that on a daily basis. So yeah, that was the latest event, and I feel like, you know, they ignore you if you don't keep at it, if you don't say something. They just do what they want to do, and that's not fair for somebody who's paying rent. So anyhow, let me know if you ever dealt with this type of situation or something similar to that. So yeah, I wanted to share this one with you, and hopefully it helps someone who's renting. And well, leave me a comment in the comment section below. And this is what I have for you today. Please put a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.